starting a vlog that's separate from the rest of the channel that is going to just track the entrepreneurial journey of specifically my brand Heat Shock, which is um, a health and sauna related brand. So it's all based in drop shipping at the minute to raise enough money to then develop my own product, which is then going to be sold hopefully on mass and subscription basis. But um, doing this first of all to log the journey so people can watch along if they want it. I'm going to go through challenges because as of right now, I'm in like a mental block. I'm not unsure what to do. And I'm slowly trying to figure it out. Um, and then hopefully you guys can learn from the videos as well. It's essentially done because, you know, a lot of the drop shipping videos that you watch is always people who are saying stuff like, I've made 10 million a month last month and I'm in year 4 at school, and I'm just learning to swim at the same time, and my mummy tucks me in bed still every night. It's like people who are just is it realistic? I don't know if it's realistic. I think it's just exaggerated. And also, I always wonder, they're always selling courses and stuff as well, which I know why they're selling courses, because it's just, there's no upfront cost to purchase product and then sell it for a margin of profit. You just record the video and it's 100% profit once you've recorded it. So I know why they're doing it, but like it seems like they're just purely trying to flog you a course, and they're always quite how do I put this, coded, or they're always quite like, they're not insanely clear all the time. They leave it to you to try and figure out what to do, and they're not insanely clear, especially if you follow people on X. It's like, oh, if you know type of thing, which is like, no, I don't know. Fucking tell me, please. Because like probably loads of you that are watching, because if you're watching this video, you'll probably be in the same position as I am. I just want to make an extra grand or two a month. Like, I'm not asking a lot right now. Like, I'm literally just wanting a secondary income that matches, well, you know, almost matches my main job income. Obviously, eventually, I would, if it was to take off, you'd want it to overtake your main income, so then you can just move. But for that, you'd have to be earning a lot more than your main income, which is your main job. So um, I'm on that journey. Current block is so to generate or to manufacture the product that I would want to sell, which is the branded product. I need 15 grand to just create that. So I suppose there's benefits to that, because it's going to have to force me to learn how to sell and market to a much better level as to what I currently can do, before I go ahead and purchase that, because I need to make £15,000 another way, and ideally make it in the same on the same avenue of how I'm going to sell the main product, which is sauna related product idea. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Hopefully you guys can learn as well. And also, if you guys know any tips as well, feel free to comment down below, because we're all trying to help each other. Like, if you figured something out, that's a question that I'm struggling with too. That means other people are likely struggling with it. So other people will read the comments and see what you've put also. So as of right now, I'm playing about with trying to learn how to dropship supplements in the UK. So currently, I've just been using Alibaba to dropship kind of the best quality tech that I can find on Alibaba, which, you know, isn't massively great qualities. But I think actually I'm more passionate about health in terms of what you eat anyway, rather than like tech stuff. Because I think at the start of the dropshipping, I had to just find a product that I think would sell, even though I didn't know anything about that product, which means it's harder to sell because you don't know what the people who are looking for, who want to buy that product. So like if you know, like if you buy something, for example, you know why you buy something. Therefore, in the copy that you're writing, you're going to be able to sell it much better than if you don't. But this is the first video in this series of the Heat Shock. It's heatshock.shop is the website of mine. So yeah, go check it out if you want. And this is the first video of like logging the journey, currently in the trenches. Recently welcomed my first child about 6 weeks ago. So before that, like I was in the trenches developing it and like working a lot on it. I got pretty overworked, and along with the stress of the last few weeks of pregnancy, I kind of fell out of habit. So I'm doing this to not only help you guys, but also to kickstart the routine again, to get working on that. Putting a lot of work there, but I kept on getting sales, but I not managing to profit in terms of the ROAS. Like it would be, I'd be spending more on ads than I would profit, or than I would, yeah, in terms of profit on the actual product sold. So let's say I was selling a like one of those electric massage guns, and let's say I'd spend 20 quid on ads, but then I'd sell 2 massage guns and there'd be like £8 profit each. So I'd be getting £16 back for £20 spent. So I'd be losing £4, even though I sold 2. So I think one thing I need to work on is firstly, probably the conversion of my actual videos, because I think the conversion of my site is okay. I've spent a decent amount of time on that, but I'm never gonna get the data. Like if you read this book called Making Websites Win, to get the data to be able to up conversion rate in significant amounts, you need to have users getting to your website to be able to measure in the first place. So the amount of users that I'm getting to the website, like the SEO stuff's okay. Now and again, I just get a random buy out of nowhere of a random product that I didn't even know was good. Just something like literally a filler product that I have, because there's like main items that I'm trying to sell and they've got filler products around, and then someone would just buy a filler product. I'm like, okay, that's interesting, from like a random SEO article that I wrote ages ago. So they're interesting. But yeah, it's the conversion of the actual ad that I think I need to try and improve. Like maybe get the virality of the ad a bit more, a bit stronger. Also, ROAS, if you don't know, is return on ad spend. That's something that if you don't know what it is, go and look into it. It's really worth knowing. And like being able to analyze metrics on Facebook. Davey Fogarty, you probably know him, the Udi guy, the Australian guy. He did a real good video on essentially the whole shebang when it comes to Facebook ads and the metrics you need to analyze. That's all he uses. Although I use a bit of TikTok and Meta, but I find with Meta, like if you're drop shipping cheap goods, it's harder because, you know, if you're selling something that's 100 quid and you're making 50 quid products, 50 quid profit on each one that you sell, and you spend 20 quid on an ad and you sell two, you made 100 quid, and then you take off the 20 that you spent, you make 80 quid. But if you're selling, let's say, things that are £5 and you're buying them for, let's say, £2.50, you're making, it's basic maths, you're making £2.50 a sale. You just got to shift so much more out of the same ad. And if you're getting the same amount of people that are going to your website, yeah, sure, it's easier to convert someone if the price is low, but I mean, you're not going to get that much traffic when you're starting out, because £20 on ad spend isn't a lot of money at all. The goal is to get an ad and a product combination where if you spend £20, you make more than £20 in profit. And, you know, if you're making significantly more, all you got to do is then recycle that same ad, okay, just scale it up slowly. Like if you spend £20 and you get £30 back, spend £40 and get £55 back or £60 back, and then, you know, spend £100 and see if you get £150 back, you know. So just keep scaling it up. Eventually there'll be a diminishing returns and you'll know where that ad is kind of peaked. But once you've found one that is working, you got to double down on it. And then also, that's something, if you've got a working piece of like copy or an ad that is working, you use that as like your control. And then from then on, like you double down on that ad. You think, okay, how can this ad be improved? And then you start A/B testing. So if you don't know what A/B testing is, it's essentially you running the essentially the same ad but with one variation to the ad, and you measure certain metrics to see if that variation has an increase or decrease on the ad. If it has an increase and it has increased over a steady period of time, therefore, you know, that's a winning change, you know, and then you stick with that next piece, and then that's now your control, and you're always trying to better this control ad, and you can learn things from this control ad that you to implement in totally new ads. And also, you know, a little tip for the future is that you should always be coming up with new ads alongside the control, because you might find a brand new ad just completely outdoes the previous control anyway, just this whole new thing. So that's worth taking note. So currently, on my journey personally, I think I'm going to switch into, so the brand is specifically focused on saunas right now, but it might be, I know there's something there for sauna goers, because there's a load of sauna goers who are really passionate about sauna goers. I know there's a product there somewhere, and I think I've got it in my mind. But before I get to developing that bit, I need to probably expand the scope in terms of goods that I'm selling. I think sauna is too small of a niche for drop shipping, so I'm going to expand it to health and health supplements in general to, you know, gain the money to be able to manufacture what I need to. So, you know, if you're wanting to follow along with the journey, just give us a subscribe, give us a comment, a bit of encouragement. You know, I'm going to be trying to vlog as much as I can deep in the trenches with little to no sleep with a newborn. Is pretty difficult, but I'm enjoying it. It's a good creative outlet for me too. So yeah, give it a little subscribe and I'll catch you in the next video.